When a home builder or a home developer wants to go out and buy a home, what they want to see is, am I going to make any money by me going out and investing millions of dollars to build this neighborhood, to build this apartment complex, to build this development? And if they project growth in the economy, they project growth in home prices, they're going to be much more likely to go out and build a home, because building a home takes months, sometimes even years, depending on how big the property is. And now you have to play through the scenario. If I'm going to invest, let's just say $10 million to build this neighborhood of homes, I want to make sure that I can make at least $12 million from sales of this property. That way I can actually make some money as a developer, as a builder. And that's going to compensate for my risk, for my time, for my investment, and for everything in between. Now, when I go out and I start projecting this, I'm going to look at, what are home prices today? Okay, I'll be able to sell these homes for $450,000 today. Do I think I'm going to be able to sell these homes for $460,000 next year when they're completed? Or are they going to sell for less than $450,000? And this is where now home builders and developers are saying, oh, we're seeing downward pressure on the housing market. We're seeing downward pressure on home prices. We're not seeing the same growth in home prices, which is less incentive for me to go out and build a home, because that's a lot of risk. I don't want to go out and take on all these loans, take on all this risk, and spend all this time trying to build this neighborhood as charity. I want to make some money off of it. And if I end up losing money, that's going to be very bad. So supply, meaning building, depends a lot on consumer sentiment, because if home builders believe that they're going to be able to sell their homes for big profits, they're going to want to build more and capitalize on those profits. If they don't think they're going to be able to sell them for big profits, they're going to be much less likely to build homes. And then sometimes you have the X factor, the government factor, which can influence this home building sentiment, because sometimes you can see the government come out and say that they're going to create incentives or subsidies for builders to go out and invest in neighborhoods, to go out and build homes. But beyond that, the factor that influences how many homes get created is really ultimately up to what is the sentiment in the economy, and do builders feel confident to actually go out and continue building homes. And then the last factor that influences supply is people's interest in selling. If people are going to make a big profit from selling their homes, they're going to want to sell, although they're still going to need another place to go out and live. But if people are going to lose money on their home by selling, they're not going to want to sell. So the three factors that influence supply are, number one, are people going to make money when they sell? Number two, what is home builder sentiment? And number three, are we seeing forced sales, things like foreclosures, which impact the amount of supply that we have? So now what you want to do, if you want to understand the housing market, you want to get a gauge for where the economy is going, for where the housing market is going. You want to compare the factors that influence supply and measure them against the factors that influence demand, and then see, when is demand and supply going to level off? Because today, we have demand here and supply here. We still have higher demand than supply. A couple of years ago, we had demand way up here and supply down here, which meant you had all these bidding wars because you had way more buyers than sellers. Now demand has come down, but is still higher than supply. But when will these factors even up? And are we going to see things where supply goes higher than demand? If supply starts to go higher than demand, that can pull home prices lower. If demand stays a lot higher than supply, that will continue to push home prices higher. But it's not just interest rates, it's not just the economy, it's all these factors on the demand and supply side together, which is why you want to make a holistic picture of the economy and the housing market and play it into one another. That way you can get a better idea of where home prices are going. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.